Hello my crafty crew and welcome back. If you're new, hi, I am Di, this is Creative Karma Design, and today I am sharing my one little word for September. And the prompt for this month was to notice your word, notice just life around you. And you could do that either through the 5 senses, which is what I chose to do, was one of the prompts, or some other way, whatever way worked for you. Now, I chose the 5 senses, but as you can see here, first of all, I'm going to be kind of putting in my usual, was what I will say, my usual foil vellum. These are from the Stories by the Month kit from Ali Edwards, and because I get the physical kit, when I saw these in January, I just knew that I was going to use these all of the months. So each month has just started with one of these foil vellums with the month on, and I'm going to slip it into this page protector. These are, they're not quite 6x4, I think they're like 5x3 question mark, something like that. Oh, it says there, look, 5x3.5, and then there's the little strip in the middle, and these are just old page protectors that I've had for like forever and ever. And you can see I've got the Stories by the Month, the September kit. This is what the foil vellum is from, and I'm just trying to decide what tags I'm going to put on here. These are just chipboard tags from the kit, and I'm just going to put through some little like fiber, like thread is what I want to call it, through here, and I'm just going to use some, I think it's the blue one, and I think this is from Dollar Tree. This is Dollar Tree thread. So again, I always say this, but check Dollar Tree for some fun things, even if it's just something like this. This I believe is in the crafting aisle, but it's surprising what you can pick up in like the floral section or the home goods section. And yeah, just really look around in Dollar Tree. I actually just had someone comment on an older video, and it was on a blackout spread that I did a while ago, and it was using Dollar Tree wall decals. Again, I love the wall decals. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Let's get back to the one little word. So you can see here, I'm just trying out some different threads and ribbons and all the goodie stuff, and I eventually just decided to do the blue. Again, like sometimes I just overthink, and today was an overthink. And so I'm going to take the gold off, and I'm just going to put the blue on there. I almost stuck these down, and then realized that I actually need to do the back side because these are page protectors and I need to put the back side in first. So sometimes I just get way ahead of myself, but you can see I'm just going to put some double-sided tape, like red line tape. This is a very, very strong adhesive. It's great for sticking things onto the page protectors or for sticking down chipboard. Because if this had just been a page, I might have just stapled that down on the page and stapled through the chipboard. But because it was a page protector and I knew I was going to use the back side, I just decided I was going to use red line tape. And this is what I kind of decide that I'm going to put something on the bottom right on that little vellum piece. And you can see here it's just a little journal card, and it's actually a tag, but I cut the tag bit off. So I'm just going to stick those down onto the vellum, and that is kind of the front done. It just needs to have the chipboard put on. And I'm going to go into Canva and share with you how I have done the back side of this project. So let's jump into Canva, shall we? So as you can see, I've got a letter-sized document. It is a landscape document. That is how I am printing, because my album is 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to kind of mock up what I've already done. I do forget that I didn't use the floral one as I was like thinking I was going to use. I actually used the kind of stripy one, the stripy tag. But you can see here, I'm just going to put something in. That's kind of my front for this, if you like. And then I'm going to work on doing the rest. So I have a little scroll down. I'm like, you know, maybe there's something in this September kit. And I see this little 3x4 card that says, "Hello September." And then there's like 5 little, I'm going to call them journal spots, which makes sense because I got 5 senses, right? And then I'm like, okay, yeah, but I'm going to need to put one in the middle, a 3 at the bottom, and then I'm going to have 2 at the top. So what I actually do is, and you can see me here, I'm just resizing, is I think it's one of the word arts from the One Little Word September download, and I'm just like, let's just put that on the top underneath the Hello September. That will make sense, what I'm noticing. And then I'm like, let's put the other little word arts underneath of the 5 senses. So I'm just gonna put those underneath. I do end up like reorganizing them I actually do it in alphabetical order because I'm that person. I am that person. So I'm gonna put those on, and they're gonna be like my headers, and then I'm just gonna print it out, and I end up doing some journaling by hand on this. So this project this month is a mixture of physical. So the front side, the September, the vellum, the chipboard, that's all physical. This is digital, which I'm going to print out, and then I'm going to put the pen work, the journal on there, and then I end up going back in and doing some extra kind of journaling and putting it onto sticker paper. But yeah, don't be afraid to combine things. If something is printable, you can combine it with other stuff. You don't have to just print it all out. I could have done that, but I didn't. So you can see here, I'm just going to kind of rotate them so that everything is going to fit on my 8.5 by 11 sheet and have space to cut and print and all of that. And then I'm going to fill up the rest of this letter size sheet just with some future journaling cards for project life. That's all I'm going to do here, because I'm just like, I need to print this out, and also I want to make use of the paper. Like, I don't want to just put something in and have it not, have some spare, I want to call it spare, like sheet. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to make the most of what I'm creating here. So I'm going to just kind of take the ideas. I did this in a video, I think it was last weekend, where I showed you how I would alter the October kit, and I'm just going to do that so I can prepped for October a little bit here for next month. So I'm just going to create my own little cards here, and then I'm going to take everything and print it out, and I print this on matte photo paper. So that is my digital portion in Canva. So you can see here, this is what it looks like when it's printed out, and I'm just going to cut everything out and put the October cards to one side. I'm going to cut out the pieces that I need for my September project, and then I'm going to take the card, grab a pen, and fill in all of the journal spots. I do just quickly check that everything is going to fit so that I don't have to reprint everything. Everything fits fine, and I'm just like, this is a great way to use a 3x4 card in a different page protector size. Perfect, love it. So I go do all the journaling, come back, put all the cards back in, and this is where I'm like, okay, now I can stick these down on the page protector. I do have to get rid of a couple of dog hairs that have managed to find their way inside the page protector. And this is where I'm like, okay, these tags, they look bare. So I go back into Canva, I measure the size that they are, go back into Canva, and I do a little bit of word art. And you can see here, this is going to be my printable. I've just taken it out of the printer. I'm going to draw an arrow on the bottom so I know which way it needs to go into the printer. I'm going to stick some clear sticker paper over the top, and then I'm going to run it right back through the printer. That's all I'm going to do, just run it right back through the printer. And then when it comes out, I'm going to trim and stick those little clear stickers over the tags. One of them, I think, says something like the 5 senses. One of them says like document, feel, something like that. Notice, document, feel, or something. And I'm like, yep, that's fine. Witness, feel, document. I was near enough. And yeah, and then I'm just going to stick those on, and I'm going to call it done. That is me done. Absolutely love it. All I needed was something simple this month, and that was it. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!